Okay. Religion. 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 I guess the meaning of religion is what people believe. 'Cause some people believe some stuff to be a religion, which isn't a religion. Which believing in other things being a religion would just show less faith that you have in your own religion, because you're trying to hurt a different supposed religion, and you're trying to persecute people for doing what they want to do. But religion's religion. No one truly knows nothing of true religion. No one knows nothing, because if they did, you'd see true gods running the earth, not fucking pathetic humans. And trust me on that. But humans are gods of earth. They change environments. It's just they don't do it with godlike powers, because they're too stupid to know the underground of the soul. Which the soul, the usable parts, is 75% voice, 20% body, 5% mind. Now the numbers are just try to explain how big what part is. The voice is only 5 of the 20% body, because it takes the 5% of the body to use all the voices, all the blends of the voice. And the mind is 2.86327 so on percentage. But because of 6th grade roundimation, I never cared about exactness of math. Just because I had my first love for hating math. I had my second love for hating math whenever I fucking learned Japanese numbers in 9th grade, when I dropped out for having 2 reasons to hate numbers. Didn't want to find my third reason, because 3 is my favorite number. 3.33. 3 rules, 33 habits of life. I'm sorry, I can't get lectures. I'm always shy. I never speak unless spoken to. I'm sorry. But I do what I do. I don't like doing nothing unless asked. I never liked interfering with men, never liked being looked up to by men, never cared about messing with any men's problems. There was no point. Men called me what they did back in pre-kindergarten, and I did what men asked me to do. They asked me to be retarded, so I played along and acted retarded. Got to get away with just guessing on all my homework, just because they called me retarded. So I was like, fuck it, retarded person doesn't study and actually try to get perfect scores on fucking tests and shit. And they called me that pre-kindergarten. They didn't give it time and just see what was up. They didn't even ask me a question like they tried to do later on. I was like, what the fuck? You're giving me all these people to talk to. Now, after a few years of me being shy and quiet and not talking to no one, oh, y'all fucked up. About me, myself, and I don't speak unless spoken to. But when I say I'm me, myself, and I, I'm a man with no name. Named after ancestors. So, yeah. I'm sorry. Just my mom yelled at my brother. It was funny. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about religion because there's truth of the soul, which, trust me, if one person came to the underground of the soul, mankind would truly be freaked out by what knowledge is hidden in the soul. And as soon as one person figures out the knowledge, and if they're willing to actually, well, it depends on how I go about passing it on. I always said I'll never say put for one person unless they give me weed, or if they're a person that's looked up to by the mass. Now, if more than one person wants me to stay put, I have to because of a habit. I'm just happy I didn't tell people about this back in Jesus Christ, because the first town everybody was wanting me to stay, but they just didn't get together and say, hey, we all want you to stay. And I probably would have stayed. At least for a little bit of time, but no. They asked me separate, so I was like, okay, you asked me separate, I'm going. Y'all didn't care about talking to each other. They didn't care about talking to each other whenever I would even get there. It wasn't too much of a family, but wow, why am I thinking of this shit now? See, that's one thing I cared about as Jesus Christ. Loving every single human resource, all the seeds of men as family. Being nice and kind to anyone and everyone, even if they chose to kill me, like I did back then. And that's the only thing I wish to pass on back then. And stuff was passed on, people did certain things. Trust me, history's history. Cover-ups are easy as fuck to make. Oh yeah. That's the funny thing about the U.S. They fucked up when they showed the cover-up. And they gave people the knowing of what a cover-up was, covering something up and making a false reality so people would think the false reality was true. Every time somebody kills somebody, it's a cover-up. Because they try to make the false reality that that person didn't die until they find out missing and go blah 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 bullshit. I always said, don't make a gang to live among gangs of people you don't care for. Okay, the police, the army is a gang. What they should have done was took all the seeds of men that they cared for as a family, took them to one place, made a civilization, and just have all the history for death around it. Take care of the seed of earth. Anyone that comes into your area with threat to your seed, protect your seed. Or if they was willing to come join the family for the seed's sake, willing to do stuff for the seed's sake, then good. That's what I always said. That's why I always liked islands. 'Cause hell, with the right technology, you can make an island paradise beyond your wildest dreams. But also, you can make an island of space. Okay, this is getting scientific, of course, or whatever, of course, you say he's scientific. But plain and simple, you don't just have one island of Mother Earth anymore. because you build with Mother Earth to make history. So all those spaceships and probes and whatever bullshit you sent to space is technically Earth in a changed form by men sent to space. So therefore, why not just make a gigantic island of space that can hold all humanity? Which my drawing has 15 layers. The 15th layer, being the biggest layer, has 580 floors that hold 6,215,000 so odd people each floor. And that's just being storage space for men's seed. Now that storage space can be carved into anything you want. You can put any type of technology in any space. You can put even history in such places, space of time, whatever of this. It's a really cool technology, and it turns into a gigantic spaceship, an island of space, like I said, made out of resources of Earth. See, I can understand stealing resources from Earth and make something so you can steal resources from other planets. And this resource is actually for that. And people actually came together for one reason. This reason, even to work together as a family to see the better future meant. I can understand about dulling the fucking events. But people never cared. They just cared about trying to have heaven all over Earth. That is really hard to do. Talking about if you want to do something like that, you have to already have the technology to steal from multiple of your brother and sister planets. But it depends what type of planet it is, if it's a girl or boy. Which the sun is a female, just to let you know, just like Earth.
Find out what makes the difference in your mind. But men never learn about this shit. They just get about fiction of guesstimation of shit. And they didn't even guess fully about planets, they just guessed about bullshit. They seen something, they guessed about it, they left it alone. They didn't test, they didn't try, they didn't do nothing. They just guessed and gave it a name. It's like funny how men, they don't do shit besides help decay Earth. Which, trust me, I've seen places of decay. Ooh. It's like, wow. I like those big metal thingies, but I'd rather the resources be used for something else. But I kinda like metal. But those big giant metal spike wheel thingies was kinda cool to see. But the resource itself, I like metal. It's just, I never cared for what men changed it to. I knew changing it to some other things, you'd be really, really good with technology. But men have always been primitive with technology. I could show them a type of moped, microcycle type cycle thingies. It can go 75 through 85 miles an hour with just your leg energy. Free energy from your human body, just to let y'all know. And that is really cheap to make too. You could probably mass produce them, and it'll cost probably $50 to make one. And you could probably market sell it for $200 and make a pretty big. Well, it's just, if you have the materials mass produced in a massive form, it's supposedly cheaper for the mass, right? So if you buy a shitload of the materials to make this shit, it should be cheaper, right? But why should I care? I would have to draw the plan up to show y'all. Y'all primitive monkeys. Well, anyways, if I did make any inventions, it'll be for my dream that I had from 3 to 6 of heaven on earth for all generative men. Peace out.